students. Now in this section of experiment, I will show you the demonstration for the presence of sugar, starch, protein and fats. We have divided this whole experiment into 3 sections. And here you can see the first section that I will show you first. That is to test for the presence of glucose, sucrose and starch. To conduct this experiment, we will require these following items: test tube holder, test tube stand, spirit lamp, Benedict's reagent, concentrated HCl, NaOH solution, starch, water bath, egg as a source of protein, glucose and sucrose. So these are the things which we require for our practical. Now let us move to the first section where I will show you how the presence of glucose, sucrose and starch can be detected. First you can see I have a test tube and a test tube holder. I'll take a source of glucose here. This you can see in the petri dish. It is a glucose powder. Now we'll just take a pinch of glucose here, glucose powder, and then we'll add distilled water into this. Always remember the quantity should be very small to get the result, and it will prevent the unnecessary wastage. So here you can see, now just hold it and shake it so that the glucose gets dissolved into the water. Now you can see the glucose is dissolved. Now we'll just add 2 drops of Benedict solution. So this is the Benedict solution, and just add 2 to 3 drops of Benedict solution. So here you can see the color is right now blue. Now we will heat it. Remember, it should be a gentle heating, and since we are not using here the water bath, it is a direct heating, we should remove the test tube from the flame intermittently. You will see, since this is glucose, the blue color will first slightly change to a green shade when this will be heated, and you can see the change in the color. Now this blue has changed to green shade. Now this is very clear. Now we will continue the heating, and this green shade will convert into orange color. Now you can see the color change. The color has got changed into orange. Dear students, this is a test for glucose. First, when we add the glucose and the Benedict solution, you saw that it was of blue color. Then we did the heating. Upon little heating, you saw the blue color got changed into light green shade. And upon further heating, that green color changed into orange color. So this is the test for presence of glucose. Now we will move for the next part, that we will see how the presence of sucrose can be tested. Okay, now let us see the test for the sucrose. So let us now do the test for sucrose. So here in the petri dish, you can see I have taken sucrose. Now I will just use a pinch of sucrose and I will just transfer it to this test tube. And to this test tube, we will add distilled water. Again, we have to keep the quantity very small. So you can see. Now we will shake it to prepare the sucrose solution. And to this solution, first we will add small amount of hydrochloric acid. So here in the beaker you can see I have taken hydrochloric acid. I will just use a small 1 to 2 drop of hydrochloric acid. Since this is acid, use it carefully, otherwise it may cause damage. So we are using 2-3 drops of hydrochloric acid, and now we'll have to heat this solution. Again we are bringing this to the spirit lamp and will boil this. Remember, the mouth of the test tube should always be away from the direction of your mouth and from your body, and do not continuously heat the test tube. You should always remove the test tube intermittently. You will have to heat it. Now upon heating, we will add, we'll have to bring this to the boiling condition. So now you can see some bubbles. Now it is coming to a boiling condition, and now this is the time where we have to add sodium hydroxide solution. So this you can see I have prepared the sodium hydroxide solution, and we'll add just few drops of sodium hydroxide solution, and this is the time now we have to add the Benedict's reagent. So you can see here in the beaker we have the Benedict's reagent. So add Benedict's reagent. Now it's the time, now we need to boil it. So let's see, it should change the color. Now you can see upon heating, this is again changing the color. See, this blue color has got changed to the orange shade. Now this appearance of this orange shade shows that sucrose is present in this solution. So this was the test for sucrose. Now we will move for the test for starch. So we are moving to the next section, that is the test for the starch. So here you can see in the petri dish I have taken this starch powder and will make a solution of it. How will we make the solution? Just put some starch powder into the test tube and using the dropper put some water. Now our starch solution will be ready once we shake it. So this is how we will shake the test tube, and this is a starch solution. Now to this starch solution we will add just 1 to 2 drop of iodine solution. So you can see here I have this iodine solution and I'll be using this. Iodine solution is a pale yellow solution. Now just I'll put a drop of iodine solution and you can see this appearance of purple black color. The appearance of purple black color proves the presence of starch. So this is a very simple test for starch. First we made the starch solution and then we added this iodine solution to it. So you can see the way the iodine is reacting, the white color of the starch is getting changed into blue black ink color. So it's very clear, you can see the color is very clear, it is blue black ink color. So this is the test for starch. So coming to the second section of this practical, we have to do the test for the presence of starch. Earlier we did the test for the presence of sugar and starch. Here we are going to do the test for the presence of fat. To conduct this practical, we will require test tube holder, test tube stand, oil, ethyl alcohol and water. So let us now move to the practical. How can we detect the presence of fat? So to test the presence of fat, we have to conduct a very simple experiment. We have to take one oil source. So you can see we have an oil source here. First, we will mix this oil into water and we'll see how this oil behaves in water. So you can see we are taking this small amount of oil in the test tube, and to this we would add small amount of water. Now just see closely. I'll shake this mixture of oil and water. You know, oil is not soluble in water. Even after shaking, you will see that this oil gets accumulated as a separate layer. You can see the upper layer is oil and the water is accumulated at the bottom. So oil and water, these are not miscible. So once we do this experiment with oil, the water and the oil, they make a separate layer. But we will do the same thing with ethyl alcohol. In place of water, now we are going to use ethyl alcohol. So let us take a fresh test tube and add some drop of oil. We'll use just a small bit of oil, 1 to 2 drops of oil. That much is sufficient. So we are using very small amount of oil, and we have this ethyl alcohol. You can see this bottle. This is the solution of ethyl alcohol, and we'll just take small drops of ethyl alcohol into it. We are just taking this ethyl alcohol into this oil. Now, as we shook the earlier solution, we'll also shake it. And you will see slowly this water, this oil gets dissolved into this alcohol. Here you cannot see any separate boundary nor a separate bubble of oil. आप यहाँ देख सकते हो जो oil है that has totally got dissolved into the alcohol. Ethyl alcohol में ये oil पूरी तरह से dissolve हो चुका है, and even if we rest it, अगर हम इसको rest भी करते हैं, there is not going to be formation of any separate boundary. यहाँ oil और alcohol अलग अलग नहीं है. So why is it so? This fat is actually, oil is actually soluble in ethyl alcohol. So this is for the test of presence of fat. So let us see the comparison. As I told you, this is the test tube of water and oil. So water you can see at the base and oil at the top. And this is the solution of oil in ethyl alcohol. So you can see this is a clear solution. There are no droplets of oil visible separately because oil has got dissolved into ethyl alcohol. Whereas you can see here a separate layer of oil is present over the water. So this is the test for fat. will confirm the presence of protein. So let us now move to the demonstration part and see how this test for the protein is. So let us see what requirements we have arranged here. We have this copper sulfate solution, NaOH solution, sodium hydroxide solution, and this is the milk. Now first I will add milk in the test tube. Here I have taken the test tube. To observe the color properly, we would take generous amount of milk so that a better result would be observed. After taking milk, we'll have to add to this solution NaOH solution. So here you can see we have NaOH solution. Now to this test tube, we would add NaOH solution. After adding, just shake it, and after this we would add copper sulfate solution. Just add dropwise, and you will see the violet color. Now you can see this proper violet color has developed, and this presence of violet color confirms the presence of protein. So this is very clear violet color has developed. You will see here in the test tube. For this practical, just remember the amount